Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of the SDFC Fancast. Woo, it's Sunday night. Yes, I love it. I love all the new stuff that producer Trev just brings in, even though Andrew WK has been before. What were you going to say?
May I say that blue shirt is really bringing out your eyes. My goodness, you're like a goddamn White Walker.
Don't just coast over the Andrew WK thing. I mean, can we get Let's Go to Party going again? Like that came out.
Yeah.
All right, go on. Jacked up.
Hell yeah. Hell
blue shirt, yeah. Mate. It's a blue shirt. What is that about?
Thank you. This is an American Outlaw shirt. I'm still repping the U.S. as the Copa America, even though, we lost to Panama. So it's, I don't know. I still got to rep it. And
can we address the elephant in the room or the lack thereof?
Keegan,
everything seems fine to me. Oh yeah, Keegan.
Oh yeah, I guess so. You know what? We should have put.
This is honestly, it's feeling a lot more natural.
This is nice.
Yeah, this is great. There's a lot less. I mean, he's usually asleep by now, anyways, in the middle of the podcast.
Kids are screaming in the background.
Exactly. Yeah, so Keegan's not here.
It's flowing, circular like a carousel.
Exactly. Doing the pole dance, feeling the flow. I think Keegan, I don't know, he's probably in Mexico or some shit, selling his body. Who knows?
Yeah.
But Keegan's
at a liquid wrench convention right now at a trade show.
Yeah. Mexico, that's the place to go.
He's one of the booth babes.
He drinks liquid wrench. He's like a free show.
No, at the tech trade shows I'd go to, I swear they would hire booth babes, and it would be girls dressed up in nothing. Anyway,
instead of Keegan swallowing swords, which he loves to do, he's drinking liquid wrench like a freak.
Yeah,
and you got to pay extra to see him do it at the same time.
It really lubes up the throat.
Oh goodness, yeah. So that's where Keegan's at tonight. That's where he's at this evening.
He's at for sure.
But no, another Sunday night. Julie and I just watched The Boys, the latest episode. That's the one show we've been keeping up on at the moment. Are you guys keeping up on The Boys, or what shows are you guys keeping up on right now?
Well, The Boys, man, I watched the first season with the wife, and it was pretty solid, but I can't get past the shock factor on that. So,
okay. I'm glad you brought that up because we were watching it tonight, and Julie's
Don't spoil it.
I know. Julie's like, oh my God, it's so gory. I can't believe it. I'm like, Julie has literally dissected cadavers. She has dissected real human beings. One time I had to go to a youthful drunk driving program class in LA, and I was not drunk driving, by the way, was not driving while drinking or anything like that. I was in the desert, and my brother had just gotten back from Afghanistan, and he had already been in Iraq. This is right when we invaded. So he's in Kuwait first and then Iraq. So it was like in the middle of the shit. So we were celebrating him coming back, in one piece and everything like that. And we were drinking around a campfire, and a freaking sheriff at Akatia Wells came and gave me a fucking whoa, something just fell in my room, but gave me a minor possession of alcohol ticket. And then I had to I swear. And then I go to court, and the judge, it's such bullshit. This dumb motherfucker in front of me, right? So we're sitting there, and we're in court, and I'm like in my whatever. Okay. So we're sitting there, and it's so crazy because you can just talk to the people that are going to have to talk to the judge. And I already talked to the public defender, and I was like, whatever. And we're like, okay, you're going to plead guilty and you're just going to get a ticket. Good to go. The guy in front of me started arguing with the judge. And by the way, this guy beforehand was talking to me. He was like, dude, this is the third time I've been pulled over in a car that wasn't mine with a suspended license. And I was like, sick? Like, why are you telling me this? Like, how am I with you, you fucking idiot? Like, this is okay. And so he was the first one to talk to the judge, and he started arguing with the judge like a stupid idiot. And so the judge was in a bad mood and just fucked everybody else after that. And so immediately he came up to me, dude, and he was just like, didn't even ask any questions, just bam, 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 you're going to this class. And he even said in court, he goes, in this class, Paris Hilton and Nicole Richie took it. And it's just like, okay. Congratulations. And so I
Yeah,
had to
what
go
a
to the LA County morgue and go to a youthful drunk driving class for a minor in possession alcohol ticket because I was drinking in the desert with my brother. Anyway,
I
boy.
I remember that very well because I drove us up
yep.
to LA. We stayed the night there, and then you went and did your thing, saw all the dead bodies, and then we went up to Santa Barbara
Jesus.
and partied our asses off.
Celebrate. That's
Dude,
lame, dude. Just
for
yeah.
real. And that's why I guess I was brought up cadavers. That's what triggers me to think of the minor in possession of alcohol and the LA County morgue, which is like the busiest morgue in the US or some crazy shit. Like there were anyway, I don't need to get into it
There's
and make this
That's
make
just
this
proves my
dark,
point
but
that
saw some
go
fucked up
that
shit.
yeah, you did. That goddamn show is just too freaking shock value. If Julie is like having issues, she's like dissecting cadavers and stuff.
And she actually has. Yeah, she has gone to real school and real health school and dissected real human beings. Yeah. So yeah.
I've only seen the first episode of the newest season, and it is very gory. But Ashley and I have been watching, and this is a little embarrassing to say, but we've been watching Outer Banks. It's very much like a tweeny show, but
Okay,
it's
I'm not familiar with it, so I don't know why it would
I've
be
seen the
embarrassing.
thumbnail on Netflix.
yeah,
So I
there's
know
no
what you're talking
reason to
about.
watch it, but it's
Oh,
entertaining. It's just like a bunch of teenagers searching for buried treasure, and then there's all the teenage drama.
Cool.
They get into trouble.
You know what though? Some of that tweener like literature and stuff, like Maze Runner and even the Mockingjay stuff. And
300. The
yeah,
first
like
season was all right.
Harry Potter is
Or not
it's
300.
technically tweener stuff, right? Like there's some good
Yeah.
you can have some good there's some good stuff that comes out of that genre, right?
I said 300. What I meant to say is the 100. I think it was. It was that. Did you ever see that show where they were like in space and then they like went to Earth and
Oh,
first season.
Ashley's talked about that show to me. She watched
Yeah.
it.
First season was actually pretty cool.
nice.
Yeah.
No, speaking of that stuff, the same woman that was the head writer wrote Clarissa Explains It All as the writer for the Mockingjay
God, I love that
stuff.
show.
The what's it called?
Hunger Games? Really?
Hunger Games. Yeah.
The gal that did Hunger Games that did Clarissa? No
Clarissa Explains
shit.
It All. Yeah.
What? I gotta tell my wife that I loved Clarissa. That was one of my that came up right in my era. And I love the Hunger Games. That's wonderful.
Melissa
you
Joan
go.
Hart missed out on some opportunities in the Hunger
She
Games,
could have played Katniss.
Or
Well.
you know, like one of the other characters. She would now be the aunt in Sabrina the Teenage Witch. You know, she's like that age at this point, right?
Yeah, exactly. I'm sure she's
Boy,
probably done that already.
she had a hell of a run. Clarissa
really
Explains It
did.
All right into Sabrina. I mean, God bless you.
Yeah. And then yeah, I was gonna bring up some more dark stuff, but anyway.
Yeah, please don't. I'm
I won't.
feeling all right.
I'll keep it. I'll keep it light tonight. Other personal stuff. Julie and I didn't go to Hopnonymous this weekend. Can you believe that shit? It's like the first weekend in like 4 weekends in a row we didn't.
Yeah,
we didn't
no Pat's Blue
go
Ribbon.
to Hopnonymous. No pass blue ribbon. Okay. So we both took naps today, and it was really hot. We woke up and we were like, "Dude, pass blue ribbon sounds really good." And this was just maybe
Ice cold.
2.5 hours ago, and we considered it, but we ended up not doing it. So we're gonna go there actually Wednesday because Thursday is the 4th of July, and no one will be working, you know, because we're not communists. So you guys, if you want to come to Hopnonymous Wednesday, that's where we're gonna be. So after work Wednesday, Hopnonymous, let's have some beers.
Every time I hear Hopnonymous, I can't not in my head go heap hop anonymous. Like I can't not do that. Big Daddy.
I love Big Daddy. I love that movie.
Rob Schneider, Big Daddy. Yeah, if you know, you know.
Yes. Yeah. Why do you give him all the easy ones?
Yeah, it's bullshit. You give him the easy ones.
This is so much better without Keegan. Personal news for me, I went out so my buddy's my buddy and I should say, are building a cabin out in the middle of nowhere. I'm not going to say where so the government can't find us. But we got all the windows and structures built. Now we just have to do the doors, and it's completely sealed up. So we've made a lot of progress. Fortunately, his dog Coda, he had to put her down this week, and that was a real bummer.
Oh, what?
Yeah, it came out of nowhere, but that was
Fair.
literally the night before we went to the cabin. He had to put her down, so it was good to get him out there and get some
Oh,
fresh air and stuff. It was brutal. It was very brutal. I
He had
helped raise
Trevor
that dog.
since she was a pup. So that's
man,
like
that breaks my heart.
that's something you like. Really, you just can't put that into words. I mean, that just hurts like a motherfucker.
Yeah,
I think of my sweet dog Mika, man. If like losing her I would just be destroyed. So I'm about to reach out to Ronnie. That sucks.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
he did make the hard but correct decision in doing so.
Yeah.
That's got to be one of the hardest things you can do in your whole life. But man, yeah, that takes some.
It's tough.
Yeah, sorry for being a Debbie Downer, but the cabin was beautiful. We saw some deer.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, nice.
No,
Nice.
I'm glad you bring that stuff up because I mean that's one thing is you can't just gloss over that stuff. That's real. That's real life. You know, that's a real
Yeah,
thing
for
that
sure.
happened.
We're just people, man. We're
Yeah,
just real
it's a good
people
thing
over
to
here.
talk about. But no, I'm glad the cabin was beautiful and all that stuff. I know that area is thebomb.com.
Mm-hmm. It's
It
healing,
is.
healing up there.
Nature is healing.
It is.
So yeah, that was pretty much all my personal updates.
What about you,
Colonial?
Colonial?
Oh man, I went and played some airsoft up in the mountains yesterday, the beautiful mountains of Montana with a few dudes. That was incredibly fun. Got a workout in. And then today, Jessica and I, my wife, we're building a Lego globe. Like it's like I forget how many pieces, like over 2,000, and it's the engineering on this thing is incredible. It was like $200 or something for this Lego thing. But so we've been just like piecing that together and watching Lego Masters like while we build because we love that show with Will Arnett. So yeah,
Christopher?
that's about what we did. But by the way,
Don't
Yeah.
ask me. Ask fucking Keegan, wherever the hell he is. I don't know.
well, he doesn't. He sent one tweet in the past 7 months. See, that's no source to
It's true.
And-
I don't.
And I haven't been adding him, but I do got to say, Christopher, you brought up the bit of Will Arnett becoming a fan. So, you know, have you been stalking him like you
Yeah.
said you were going to do?
Yeah, I mean, I listened to every episode of Smartless, follow him on all the socials, but
That's stalking.
never said I was gonna talk to him.
Oh, well, no wonder he hasn't reached out.
Shit, man, I got enough on my plate. I'm editing this goddamn thing.
Fair point.
Let someone else handle the
So
fucking
yeah.
socials.
Well,
Oh, all
didn't mean to
right, all
derail.
right. But you brought up the bit. Now Chris is just going to bring up a new celebrity every time. He's gonna be like, everybody hit him up. It's not my job. So
Paris Hilton.
Yeah.
Paris Hilton.
They went to that same class and they did.
Oh my
Absolutely.
god, SDFC is so hot.
So
Well,
hell yeah.
All right,
That would be
swing of it.
dude, that would be so sick if somebody like Paris Hilton listened to this bullshit. I did go to the Legion game, which is the San Diego Major League Rugby team.
hell yeah, really?
And dude, I got the tickets through Riptides through supporters group. So really, you really should
Shout
join
out,
the
dude.
supporters
Shout out those
group.
guys.
Dude,
Any one of
STFC
them.
and all the
Riptides.
supporters groups and stuff, like they really are trying to build it. Like I get it. That's part of the marketing and stuff. Like you want to build that community because it gets more fans and whatever, get more ticket sales and all that. But at the same time, like with all the chrome balls and all that shit, like every time I go to an event, everyone, again, I've said this a million times and I will keep saying it, but everyone's very welcoming and nice and everything. Like it is a nice little community. So yeah, it's cool. But we went to the game at Snapdragon. Tailgated beforehand. Of course, I left early, did the old Irish goodbye, as I always do. But sometimes,
right.
dude, like the drinks, I love the drinks at Snapdragon. They taste really good, but sometimes too much sugar, and sometimes it just fucks my acid reflux up. It just totally is like bam, real quick. And I drank one of the pink drinks. Of course, my eye goes to the pink drink, but it's real good. It's like the packaged stuff. Yeah, that was it. I actually poured it like that to try and cure it.
Oh.
I need to stop rubbing my face on the toilet seats. I don't know what the deal is there.
Probably don't do that.
But no, dude, we were there in like it was like the halves in rugby. I guess it's 2 40-minute halves, and it was like minute 38, and I was like, oh man, my stomach kind of hurts. So went to and then we had to end up going home as usual. Did the Irish goodbye, but I was talking to a bunch of folks. KP from USG 18, another supporters group, and then Ivan. I was talking to Ivan, and we were in the stands there at the rugby game, and he's a part of the Riptides too. And he was asking me who would be like my dream signings for SDFC, which is funny. I mean, that's a topic, but it's like an ideal world. I mean, it would be Cole Palmer and Mbappe in my mind, but that's who I picked. That would be so sick if those two.
It'd be
But
pretty solid.
but again, I'm just kind of talking about. It's so much fun to go to these events because then you're at a rugby game, learning the rugby rules. And by the way, you get these tickets for free at a heavy discount, being through the supporters groups, and then you're sitting there talking about SDFC and all that stuff. So it's cool, man. It's cool to be part of that
Super
community and all that stuff.
Where'd you guys sit?
Oh yeah.
It was in the supporters group, so like you're
Oh, cool.
also practicing the chants and all that stuff as well. So it's getting you familiar with the area and where we will be standing and yelling and some of the chants we will be doing. So I cannot recommend joining a supporters group enough and starting because there's events already. You could become part of the community now. So it's really cool. So yeah. That was
What would
did
your
Saturday night.
two dream signings be, Colin? Nate said Cole Palmer and Mbappe.
I mean, we've talked about one
KDB.
at length, and the other one is Mo Salah, and that slightly tangible because there's like that Egyptian tie possibly with the investment group and in the club, and obviously Mo's Egyptian, but yeah, they're my two. They're my two favorite players in the world.
It's awesome. Yeah, I think those are a little more realistic than Nathan's.
I don't know, like the Mbappe's and they're too much drama and like they're amazing, but like there's just so much that comes with them. Not that there isn't with a high level signing like Salah, but I don't know.
Yeah, I understand that. I do think that I do feel like there's part of it when you say like all the things that come with those big signings is that when you're a big name like Mbappe, another piece of it is like it was to like the behest of PSG and those teams to also make him. People are lighting off fireworks right there. Are to make him a big star because then he gets more shine for the team and all that stuff. So I do think that sometimes some of the some of the stuff that comes along with these players, some of all the media and all that stuff is a bit manufactured. And I feel like if you bring an Mbappe or Vinicius or something like that to your team, the drama inside the locker room, I feel like is overblown. And I feel like that's more the outside building that up. I do think that like if you were to bring an Mbappe in, it would be worth the media circus because I feel like that circus will stay on the outside, and then the locker rooms still seem pretty like a bunker. They seem locked down. It's still a big deal when secrets are leaked out of a locker room. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
I think there's still a fine line between the two.
I could give a shit less about the media circus if we got Mbappe. Like, I can bring it on.
What are your two guys
It's a tough question. I mean, part of me leans towards I'd love to see like I don't know, like Pulisic and like Josh Sargent here would be freaking rad.
That'd be rad.
But dream scenario, shoot, Erling Haaland and KDB.
Holland would be incredible. I love
Holland would wreck.
Wouldn't be fair. It would just be like against children.
Can I change one of my answers?
Sure.
Actually, I don't want to. And that's the thing is there's so many. I would hope that SDFC would sign Keegan Devlin.
Oh. Well, good news. He's a
surprise, motherfucker! The king is back.
Surprise.
Hell yeah.
Where did that sound like come from? That was amazing.
Dude,
also the cheeky
was awesome. Producer Trevor. Can you give yourself a round of applause real quick, Trevor?
That is so good.
Keegan,
Welcome in.
Keegan, we were talking so much shit on you.
Yep.
Oh, I can only.
And I like Keegan's, and by the way, we're serious. We're not joking.
Oh, I know.
So-
Yeah, I believe you. Don't worry.
And now we're just gonna keep doing it. Dude, you gotta unmute yourself, you son of a gun.
He's not muted.
No way.
I
He's
heard him.
muted. Is
Yeah,
he
wait.
muted on my end?
Oh, I can hear you fine, Keek.
I hear him just fine. This is some great technical
Nate.
difficulties.
What's
I
in your
know.
cup, Nate?
Oh
Aw,
boy,
Keegan.
here comes.
Oh,
Well, while Nate's figuring that out, Keegan, looks like you're drinking from a goblet. Are you drinking some blood from the vampire festival you just left?
I hope
Fairly
so.
alarmed here.
I'm gonna love that drop so much.
Keegan is the head mage at the local Renaissance festival.
Yeah, dude. Yes, he is.
Man's got to eat.
Can you
How are you
hear him,
guys?
Nate?
Oh yeah,
Good,
it's
maybe.
good to go.
Oh,
My
okay.
Discord for some reason automatically muted any new participant. So
They got freaked out when it's like broke the server when they saw his mask come out there.
yeah, because I like why. Yeah, that's funny.
Well, Keegan, you came in at a great time. We were just talking about, sorry to put you on the spot, but we were just talking about like dream, maybe not realistic, but dream 2 players that SDFC would sign. I did Kevin De Bruyne and Holland. Colin did De Bruyne and Salah. Nate did Cole Palmer and Mbappe. Who would your 2 be?
Ooh, Mbappe. Wow. Oh, so this is not just dream. Ooh.
Doesn't have to be realistic.
Ronaldo.
Yeah, I
like,
was gonna
whoever you would.
say Salah, Harry Kane. I'd say Harry Kane. If he decided
yeah,
to finish and
that's a
come
good one.
over, would be very fun. And then, Neymar, but he's well, no, Neymar's not them. Also, I think Neymar would be a lot of fun as well. Like Kane and Neymar would be wild. If we had them with Chucky. That'd be fucking awesome.
That would be
Yeah.
wild.
Hell yeah.
That's
You
one
know-
thing that's nice about soccer, with it being so worldwide, is there are so many fucking good players out there. It is insane.
And like
Yeah.
players you may from countries that like are killing it that may or may not have emerged yet, and guys like James Rodriguez when he kind of blew up for Colombia during that first World Cup. You remember that? And then there's just gems out there. You know what I mean? There's so much good talent.
I just remember when that giant bug was on his shoulder during that.
Yeah.
World Cup.
That was
I
crazy.
don't remember
That
that.
thing was huge. I still have nightmares.
The
And he's just like
Vuvuzela.
walking around with it like it's his pet. He didn't even realize it was there. And the
This is a
locusts
lot
I
of-
don't
like
remember that.
whispering to him.
I'm gonna look it up.
Yeah, that shit was awesome.
One
But no,
player,
dude-
I don't want to jump the gun to the Euro talk, but one player who I've been really impressed with in the Euros, and who is actually linked to Chelsea, Nathan, is that Williams fellow. on
Nico,
Spain.
so when I said, "Can I change my thing?" That was gonna be my Nico Williams, and I'll send you. If I still have it.
Really?
Yeah, Jesse Fillingham. I told Jesse Fillingham to watch him a couple years ago. Dude, so Atletico Bilbao is an amazing team, and they have an amazing academy, and they only take Catalonian players. So similar how Chivas USA. Similar how Chivas
Like
take
other-
only Mexican players. Atletico Bilbao will only take players from the Catalonian region in Spain. And dude, they like that team. That's where Nkunku came from and all that stuff. So no, it's not. But because Nkunku's French, he came from another team. But see, I'm getting mixed up again. But no, Atletico Bilbao, great team. They produce good players from their academy. I'm getting mixed up with a bunch of things. But dude, trust me. Look at them. Atletico Bilbao. They're good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but before you went on that random tangent, that was very incorrect. Nico Williams looks amazing. That guy is a stud. I think he's going to make a lot of money due to his Euro performance.
He's been good. He was on Forest, and then was he on United, Man U before that?
No, I think you're thinking of someone else.
Who am I
Yeah.
thinking of?
I don't
Nico
know.
Williams.
Oh no,
All right.
no, Nico Williams has played in Spain. Yeah, no, his whole career, from what I
Who am I
understand.
thinking of? Oh, you're right. Who am I thinking of?
Are you thinking of the guy on England
Well,
who
probably
is playing for
fucking
Man
half the
U right
Premier
now,
League
but
is England.
blinking on his name? Oh well, let's move on.
What? Yeah, let's move on. Sorry about that. I apologize. We could just
Whammy!
No way. I hope that everybody tunes into this podcast for like the facts and everything, right? Because we're only correct. We're never incorrect on this podcast. Just so you guys know.
That is one big pile of shit.
Yeah, Nico Williams. Nico Williams
Trevor's
is a world
killing it.
soccer player. He's
Well, we're talking about the one from Spain.
So the guy for Spain spells it with an I. This guy spells it with an E. I'm sorry. But I'm not sorry because I was fucking dead on it. But okay,
I specifically said Spain, but yeah.
Sorry, not
sorry. I missed that. I'm sorry about that one.
Hey, look, like I said, there's so many players around the world. It's easy to get them mixed up, and which academies are good, and we don't know what the fuck we're talking about. Anyway, San Diego FC news. Let's do it, y'all. Woo!
Wait, real quick. Keegan, fill us in on your personal stuff. We missed you at the beginning.
Oh yeah, sorry, I was late. Big weekend. I drove up to Fountain Valley in LA and went to this crazy reptile zoo yesterday. And
It checks out.
Yeah, dude, there was this.
Keegan, do you make money on the side by breeding ball pythons?
I want to start. Like, dude, this place literally had.
Fuck.
I'm not even joking. Like 120-foot pythons that they have eggs for that they breed.
Yeah.
And then there was a big python in a tree, and it was bashing its head against the glass, trying to break out. Like, it had a piece of bark in it. And my wife was freaking out, like grabbing the kids, like it's gonna break out.
Like Harry Potter.
Exactly, yeah. And it was cool. They had like alligators and shit. We got to hold. I'll send you guys the pictures to post. Like 20-foot boa was on us. It got to lay on us. We took pictures.
It's
very fun.
Rosy boa.
It's a rosy boa, but this was an albino, so it was like yellow. And there was like
creatures.
Dude, then they had a 20 or not 20 foot, probably 14-foot horned viper, rhino viper, and had all these horns on it.
Is that
the nickname of my penis?
Yeah. The horn.
Is that the one that can shoot shit out of its eyes?
Horned viper.
Is that the one that can shoot stuff out of its eyes, or am I thinking of a horned toad?
That may be a toad.
Yeah.
But they were feeding it dead infant pigs. So they would take, when these big chompers where they're feeding them, they'd take just a full baby pig. Oh God, Finn! Speaking of, my son just threw in a snake.
Oh, nice.
He just opened the door and goes snake and threw it at me. Yeah, so he enjoyed the reptile zoo. But all right, you got to get out.
You gotta go. You gotta go home, but you gotta get the hell out of here.
All right, good job, buddy. Yeah, but then we had a birthday party today, and then we're out tonight. So good weekend.
Nice.
Apologies for the lateness and tardiness.
No. And dude, I asked about ball pythons in particular because there are so many different types that like there's all these crazy colors and all that stuff, and they're very docile, so they're just popular to breed.
Yeah.
Anyway,
it's scary holding it, dude. It was probably like 150 pounds, and like you could feel its muscles. It was wild. Good time.
And all of it has muscles, so like it'll be like that piece of the tail, and it'll just like start wrapping around your wrist and shit like that. And just like, damn, this is wild. This is crazy. Snakes are pretty cool.
Yeah. So yes, hope you all had. I missed your intros. Hope you guys had good weekends.
We did. We all played with snakes this weekend. Actually, it's weird.
That's what I call going to the bathroom.
That got me.
I just saw on the Chrome Ball Tour website that the Coronado one was. Sorry, Nate, you were probably going to get here, but I'm jumping the gun. The Coronado one was supposed to be in July, but now it's postponed to November. So now we just have the Solana Beach and Carlsbad ones to look forward to.
And those are back-to-back weekends. So Solana Beach is 7/27. So yeah, and then that one is only a few hours, only 4 hours long. But then the Carlsbad one is going to be an entire tournament, all that type of stuff. I think it's, I gotta assume that they have to change up the schedule and all that stuff, what they can do depending on location and what location is actually available when it's applicable to the tour. So that's a lot of fucking planning. Good Lord.
I'm still curious to see if the Solana Beach one could potentially change. Right now it's scheduled 9 a.m. to 1 p.m., but it does say details to come. So I wouldn't be surprised if they changed it to like 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. like a lot of the other ones, similar to what the Carlsbad one is going to be, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. But either way, I'll be at both of them.
Nice. I plan on being at both as well. You know, they look good. And then the other thing, I mean, because we want to talk about SDFC news right now. Still kind of riding the Chucky wave and all that stuff, but they're still having watch parties. So what we mentioned, and we'll get more into the international tournaments, but we mentioned that, and they're having watch parties for those as well. Which they had one tonight where Mexico drew and are now out of the tournament. Orale pues. So is Canada
snap.
going to be the only fucking? Is Canada going to be the after tomorrow? Is Canada going to be the only CONCACAF? Fucking oh my god, you guys! I have to just tell you, Jesse Marsh annoys me. I think he's a garbage coach. But
Really?
yeah, dude, Leeds was not good. He went through the whole Red Bull Academy, which almost every other coach that went through there is far more successful than he is. I don't like Jesse Marsh. But like, if Canada is the only team that goes through and we don't, that was going to make my heart hurt from the depths.
Well,
My
yeah, I was
heart.
going to talk about this. It's not a good look for CONCACAF first and foremost. I was bummed
agree.
to see that Mexico's obviously our biggest rival, but I wanted to see them advance, and I would have loved to have ran into them in the quarters or semis or something. Or
I know. I root for
Yeah.
CONCACAF clubs in bigger tournaments. It's funny. Like I
Yeah.
want us to be represented well, like our region, because I feel like people look at us as a joke, and I think that Hugo fucking Sanchez played for Real Madrid, dude. You should look him up. The Mexican player. He has like some insane stat where like he was the top goal scorer in Spain, and every goal he scored that season was on his first touch or something crazy like that. Like
Damn.
first
Wow.
touch from getting the ball.
Damn.
Like he yeah. So it really does. I agree with you, Chris. Like I do root, even though I hate them, I root for the CONCACAF teams, bigger tournaments.
Yeah, and I don't necessarily hate them either. I just
True.
when they're our biggest rival, so like when we're playing against them, then I fucking
I
for
hate
sure
them in
hate
the healthy rival way.
Yeah, exactly. But like when like in the World Cup as well, like I'm rooting for them to succeed until we play them.
Yeah.
And going back to Jesse March, I would have to disagree with you, Nathan. I mean, I feel like in his debut as a international coach, he in a very major tournament, he got out of the group stage with Argentina in the group. Granted, I know they won the group, but I would say it's pretty impressive. And also going back to Leeds, didn't he take over that job halfway through the season when they were already in a relegation battle? They got relegated, but they looked very exciting, and they had a good run.
He did.
Uh,
He kept them up the first season, and then he was still in charge the second season. And that second season, he had players like Rafinha who were amazing and all that stuff. And the team still looked like was a relegation candidate and ended up getting relegated. So I don't know if Jesse Marsh is great at getting the best out of the team he has, which I know, proof in the pudding and is that Canada team. But I do think, I don't know, how much influence has he had on the Canada team? He's only had the job for a couple months at this point, I think.
Well,
At the
exactly.
maximum.
I think that speaks volumes to his managerial acumen that he got them to get out of the group stage, and he's been there for what, 3 months? I don't know.
Hey, I think
I
that's
think
valid. I do. I'm just, that's my personal. That might be it might be a personality thing. You
Oh,
never
I
know.
was just gonna say he bothers me a little bit on the sidelines. He's a little too, maybe I don't know if flamboyant's the right word, but he's a little much for me on the sidelines. But if that's what gets it done for his teams, then so be it.
He got done kind of dirty at Leeds. I think some of the fans liked him, if I remember, and they kind of got rid of him maybe preemptively, in my opinion. I liked him at Leeds. They played fast and forward. If I remember, it was a lot of defensive woes, which is why they kind of just leaked a lot of goals, I think. But if I remember, they were a fun side to watch, and they had a bunch of talent. So he probably should have kept them up, but I don't know. We'll see.
I think a bunch of talent is a bit of an overstatement. I mean, they had Brendan Aronson and Tyler Adams, which we all love,
Bamford.
obviously.
They
But
had
they had
Klish.
I couldn't name you one defender that they had, which is where their holes were.
Luke Ayling, who was good, but he was like he played like he wasn't really a standard defender. He was like
He's like an attacking right back. Yeah.
yeah.
Wing back. Yeah. Now I don't know. I mean, I guess that does just stem from it is just like personal side. I don't know. There's just something I test, as they say, I think, I don't know. But then again, I was really high on him at first when he was with Red Bulls and all that stuff. So I don't know. Maybe that's the pieces I was like championing him, and then he had his chance in the Champions League and all that with the team. But I don't know. Who knows?
Well, do we want to address the other elephant in the room? The U.S. Timothy Weah just absolutely
Let's do it.
Breaking our
Yeah.
hearts.
The next thing on the list was Euro/Copa. I was going to just say, have at it. Colonial had some thoughts on the U.S. team. You guys, please, you guys have the floor. Have at it.
I'll just get a couple little.
Do it. I'm going to text Julie and ask her to bring me a beer.
Thanks for the floor.
Have at it.
Nate.
What's that?
Yeah,
I said thank you for the floor. Go ahead, Colin.
The freaking socking the guy it was so frustrating because we had such a great play 5 minutes in or whatever it was, and then it was off, and then he socks him, and then it was just felt like we were never gonna win after that. And they play hard. Like I feel like our guys like believe and have that like USA spirit. I just don't think the freaking coach is the guy, dude. And I think that's ultimately where my ass is just so chapped. I think it's the coach, and I'm like trying to give him a little bit of grace. If we beat Uruguay, then maybe it's a different story. But I don't know. Just like I don't think he's the guy that's able to get what we need out of our guys, even though I feel like our guys are playing incredibly hard. So it's just frustrating getting beat again. And I feel like those teams like Panama play us so hard and so dirty. And we didn't get any of the yellow cards. So it was just frustrating. And we're just consistently here in the same spot. Is just kind of how I feel.
Can I ask? Do you not think that he gets the players motivated? Do you not think he puts out the correct lineup, or do you not think that he plays that dirty style well enough or prepares the team well enough for that style that Panama brought against us?
Yeah, I feel like he's probably doing a good job of getting them like in the locker rooms pretty tight, and I think he's been like him and Gio have like worked very like hard to like repair that relationship that was so devastated during the World Cup. So I think like everybody believes. So I don't want to discredit that, but I do feel like whether it's the formations, whether it's training issues, whether it's some of those metrics that I feel like he's just not working or there's missing just something.
Yeah. And I ask because those are the questions I ask myself, like with Jesse Marsh, is like, because it's so easy to just be like, and I watch these pundits and they drive me crazy, and because it's like, okay, you stated the obvious, so like, what's the next step? And it's like, okay, what about Jesse Marsh do I not like? Like, is it the way he puts out the team? Is it the way he talks to the media? All that stuff, and that's why I kind of broach those questions, just so you know.
Mm-hmm.
Keegan,
Yeah.
what are your thoughts on the U.S.?
Oh, it was very upsetting. I thought Panama is going to play us hard, as every team does. They're going to be physical. So let them be the ones to draw the cards. The foul was so egregious. Like there's no defending it. And I'm sure I saw after he had said he came to the team and apologized to everybody because it was just an egregious. It wasn't a tackle. It wasn't like he went for something. It was just fucking dumb. Like. And it screwed us. I think we would have definitely won that game if that didn't happen. Like, we played good. If you think it was like, what, the 10th or 12th minute? And we're down to 10 men or right around there, like first.
It was within the first 20 minutes, which is like insane.
Yeah, and we're down to 10 men. And then Mulligan scores one of the most gorgeous goals I've ever seen. Like, that was just quality. I was like, okay, maybe we can hang on. Then they tie it, and then of course heartbreak. But we played hard, even down a man for basically the whole game, essentially. Like, and I think there wasn't a lot of injury time. There's like 4 minutes. I think it was the end of the game, and then even at half, I thought it was kind of screwy. But it's upsetting. Like I think that was a game we should have won and could have won. And even Drew would have been good. But yeah, I think if we lose, so I'm hoping we can beat Uruguay, which is going to be a big test. I think the week before we talked about how the Panama game was going to be a big stepping stone to Uruguay. and we shit our pants and fell down, the steps against Panama. So
Hey, when that
hopefully, yeah, I know it happens to the best, but
happens.
hopefully we can do something against Uruguay. Everything's on the table, but there is a lot of hope. I feel like we have a lot of guys, young guys. I think that the future's bright. It's just, I think I think coaching, something needs to change if we lose to Uruguay.
So can I jump in real quick? So G-Reg, old Greggy B. I'm not the biggest fan of him.
Jeez.
G-Reg. I'm not the biggest fan of him either. However, Colin, you brought up a good point. I feel like the locker room is tight. Like this team is tight. They're all committed to one goal. What does Robert Baratheon say in Game of Thrones? What's more, 5 or 1?
A good line. Dude, Robert Baratheon.
They
gone
seem
too
like
soon.
they seem like they're all very committed to this common goal. And Bearhalter, I don't think can be blamed for this Panama loss. I mean, Timothy
No.
Weah went out there and committed a boneheaded mistake, and it
Yep.
completely screwed us. And then also, Turner got hurt, and Kai Horvath came in, and I honestly think that second goal that Panama scored could have been saved. It was right at him, and he just completely
Yeah.
missed it.
Yeah.
I think Turner could have potentially saved that, which it's sounding like he's not going to be able to play tomorrow, which is unfortunate.
Oh, damn.
That being said, the style of play has been very attractive with the U.S. under G-Reg. They've been fun to watch. They've been scoring goals. They've been defending somewhat well, with the exception of Chris Richards. I feel optimistic.
Do you think his second game was a little bit better? I do think it was a little bit better. Not 100% better, but
a little better. He had,
and also Carter Vickers, when he came on, he was a little shaky.
He didn't look good, right?
Yeah.
I was really surprised by that. Sorry, I just had to ask that.
He almost got a red card. He's that close. Yeah.
Yeah.
So sorry,
So
Chris.
I mean, I feel very optimistic tomorrow that we can get a result. Maybe we can hope that. So the situation is we need Panama. If we win, we're in. We're good to go. If Panama ties or loses to Bolivia, then we're good to go.
oh, really?
Yeah, but Bolivia is the worst team in the tournament.
Yeah,
and
they're going to get.
it's going to need a miracle just for them to even draw Panama, let alone maybe beat them. So,
Right.
but that being said, I do feel optimistic. I'm super excited about tomorrow's game. I am curious who's going to take over Timothy Weah's spot. I'm thinking maybe we move Gio Reyna over to the wing and bring in someone like Musa to help handle the midfield with Tyler Adams. I'm not really sure. Anyways, I feel optimistic about tomorrow's game. And G-Reg, if you can get us into the semis from here, I'm on board.
Yeah,
Well said.
I like it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I don't know.
So
I'm
who's
really-
gonna replace Weah? Anyone?
Yeah, dude,
Put Haji
That's-
up front and have like him and Balogun, and then just have like an
Ooh,
adjusted
two
center.
strikers.
I like that.
I like that.
I like that
like
a
that.
lot. Yeah.
I'm
We
gonna
have to
agree.
go
I'm just
for it.
gonna flat out agree with that right there. I do
All right,
like.
has
that.
Haji played yet? I mean, don't think we've
No,
seen
he
him.
has not,
No.
and I think so. And I think he would be the perfect one because I feel like Balogun and Sargent play similarly in that they create a lot in that role, and are fucking with the defense all the time. Whereas Haji Wright is a finisher. He is an out and out striker, and I feel like his kind of deft touch and his he's really good at moving the ball in the box. Those quick touches. It seems to be like a premium right now. Like for you to be able to dribble like very tightly in the box. I know this sounds stupid, but like I noticed that in the Euros and everything is like breaking down the defense when there's 4 defenders, right in front of the goalie is like seems to be very difficult for every team. England, everybody was having those problems in the Euros and in the Copa America. You find these players that can either slice through that, or that's why there's a lot of long shots. Like I think there's more goals outside the box scored in this Euro than any other one, and I think that's part of it is because their defenses are so tight and sitting back so far that there's only kind of 2 ways to break them down, and I think that Haji Wright breaks them down really well. And I think that a player like him and Balogun together, I think would totally destroy, a super heavy defense like that.
I think I've seen enough of Pepe, to be honest. I would prefer to see more Haji Wright or Sargent.
Yeah,
I agree with you.
I was really excited when he came on this past game because he looked so good the first game, and he's a great player. But yeah, we just need something, just a little different spark.
Yeah.
Balogun though is, dude,
Amazing.
that guy.
I'm so glad he's on our team.
That's my next kit I'm getting. I am all in on him. Like
That goal he had was bonkers.
Oh, well, he has so many great
Yeah.
runs as well. Even the
He's
previous game, like
incredible.
he's always creating himself into a good position. Yeah, he's incredible. Like I love it. Like he's young. That's what we need. It's awesome. It's fun to watch. Like,
Dude, I agree with you, Chris. I know. I am positive, I am positive about the US, even if it's not for this tournament going forward. I mean, there is some real good shit going down. All right, y'all. Did you guys watch any MLS this weekend? We did. We already put, I know I brought it up like that, but we already put a goal in the chat because, the Atlanta United goal. Keegan, take it away. You brought it up. Do it to it.
yeah, a goal that you might never see again. The most ridiculous goal ever. Atlanta United, I forget the player's name. Apology, I'm trying to look in, but he literally goes behind. It's a goal kick. He goes and is drinking the goalie's water by the goal. All the defenders, attackers move. Goalie goes, lays the ball out to do a goal kick, and you could see him. He's like prowling like a cheetah on the savannah, prowling behind him.
You love Savannah Cats.
I know.
Yeah, dude, he's creeping. And then the goalie puts it down and he sneaks right around, and the goalie like is frozen for a second because he's like, "What the hell?" Grabs it, everybody reacts and scores.
I love that
the most amazing goal.
The goalie like reaches out and almost like taps his shoulder, like, "Hey, you're not supposed to do that." It's almost like, dude, it's almost like he like thinks about like, should I just foul the motherfucker and pull him back real hard? But then he like, and it looks like he just taps him, like, "Excuse me, sir, that's my ball. Excuse me."
Yeah. Please don't do this.
You should invite him into the creepy corner.
Ooh, dude. Creep on in. That might be the new intros, him sneaking behind the goalie.
A couple of cheetahs.
And then another player scored in front of his parents, first MLS goal ever, I think, in front of his mom or something like that. It reminded me of the ball that somebody hit, the home run in front of his mom.
Real
Jackson
quick,
Merrill.
Jackson Merrill hit a home run at Fenway Park. He's he was a Red Sox fan growing up, and his mom was in the outfield, and there's this still shot of his home run ball almost landing in his arms, and it didn't end up happening,
crazy.
but she literally almost caught his home. It's pretty.
It's like a movie, dude. Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah. But all right, speaking of MLS, let's do fantasy roundup, huh?
I can run through this real quick. I got it up. So,
Don't
Trevor,
do it. I lost this week. I don't want to talk about it.
Trevor and Keegan, Low FC and Kicking Beef, had a real barn burner. Trevor beat Keegan 43-42. Woo!
Oh, snap.
Yeah.
Son of a bitch.
Like, Keegan is clearly following it closely. This is news to him.
Son of a bitch, producer Trevor.
And Stu beat Colonial 61-47. So
Man,
Stu's on a little bit of a run.
Some numbers. I would have beat Trevor and Keegan's bitch asses.
and then I took down Nate 53-29. He's just kind of a joke these days.
29.
29.
Good God.
Saying that I'm gonna beef up my fantasy team and all that. But now I'm just like, you know what? Next season, this is just a test.
Oh, you've already thrown in the towel? Like,
no, I'm not. I am not. You know what? I'm not.
But what's really embarrassing is Empanadas and Churros is just absolutely destroying all of us in the non-head-to-head league.
Who is it?
We don't know.
Man.
I don't think we ever will know, which is great.
I like
good fit.
it that way. I love this. Someone's just in there like, you guys don't know shit.
So,
yeah, I was gonna say it.
This person put up 86 points this week, which none of us were even close to, and they have a total of 1,939 points. The next close is Nate with 1,220.
Good God.
They're outscoring us by over 700 points.
I feel
I'd like to see how they are like in regards to everybody else in MLS fantasy. That would be
I feel
cool.
like we should have some sort of pool going, like similar to Saving Private Ryan, when they don't know what Tom Hanks does, his occupation, and they have a pool on it, empanadas and churros. Let's everybody, let's throw in $20 and put a name in the hat, and we find out who it is.
Is he a school teacher or a mechanic?
yeah,
Like,
you remember what it is, and it's school teacher. Nice, I love it.
Oh
Keegan.
yeah, I know, I knew exactly,
It's
but
so
yeah,
good.
I just love that there's this mysterious man who's kicking all our asses, who doesn't rub it in. He's not like tweeting or on Instagram like "fuck you guys, I'm kicking." It's just he sits at home every night smoking a cigar with a big beer.
Churros is laughing his ass off.
You know who I bet it is? I bet it's Marlisha. She's just embarrassing us.
Probably. I could see it being her.
Yeah. Real quick, I just wanted to ask you guys if you saw the end of the England game in the Euros.
Oh my god.
So crazy.
Wow.
So the first half was, I posted it in one of our Discords. It was probably the worst half of football I've ever seen by a team that's dominating possession. I mean, they probably had at least 60% possession, but 90% of that was on their own side of the field. It was the grossest display of football I've ever seen in my life. It was awful. But they did do better in the second half, and then obviously Bellingham had that bicycle kick.
Career goal.
Yeah, like the 97th minute to tie it up, and then they score immediately in extra time to win. So good for them. I'm happy for them, but God, they're gross to watch sometimes.
That's probably what I was thinking of when I was talking about how hard it is to break down those teams that defend in the box. Because, I mean, like, England can't break down shit right now, right? Like that whole first half, like no cutting passes, no nothing. Like Slovakia did not seem to be in a ton of danger at all.
Yep.
Like it's crazy. It's one thing to dominate. Like that's the thing that drives me nuts. It's like when a team dominates possession, like they dominated that game. It's like you can keep passing back and forth, but if you're not like making threats, then is it really a domination?
It reminded me of when Bruce Arena was the coach of the men's national team, and then a little bit of the U.S. men's national team, and a little bit of Bob Bradley as well, where they would, kick the ball to the wing. Oh, nothing there. All right, let's kick it back to our center back. All right, let's go back to the keeper and then try to build from there. And it's just like you have to take risks and try to do something in order to score a goal. It's
the worst brand of football to watch. Is that like when people go it's boring and you're like, and you try to sell them like, no, it's great. Like, look at these great plays, and then you show them and it's that kind of game. They're like, this is fucking dumb. Like they're just. Like that Simpsons episode, remember when everybody's cheering and they just like pass it back? That's exactly how it was.
Dude, it's
awful. Like get it up, push forward.
Back to halfback, back to center, back to goalie, back to center. Hold. Yeah, he holds. Hold.
And then everybody slowly cheers. And they're like, oh, they just like wander away. Such a good episode.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a great summer of soccer right now between obviously the MLS and then the Euros, the Copa America. It's super fun. We'll have a lot more soccer tomorrow. USA, let's do it, boys.
Yeah, let's do it. Quiz game, y'all.
It's only a game. Why?
Everybody got pen and paper?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Do you have the scoreboard update or not?
I do. So I actually want to give an update, right?
I'm in last.
Second. I do want to say that Colonial holds a record for the longest win streak, which was 4 quiz games in a row.
All right.
Maybe even 5. I'd have to look back. It might be 5.
I think it's 5, but
I think it's 5.
Take a 4-banger.
I think it's 5. Holds a record for most in a row. Keegan won the first 2 in a row and then won one relatively recently. So he's at 3 right now. Colonial is at 7 and Chris is at 8. 8 wins, Christopher. You're leading right now.
Very nice.
I don't remember Keegan winning the first 2, by the way, but whatever.
I came out hot.
Yeah, you did.
Colin sucked at the beginning, and then
I was like, didn't think I was ever gonna win one, and then I got hot. Thank God.
It was good. It's been fun.
I'm this
Um,
close to lighting myself on fire in protest.
Yep.
So see how tonight goes.
A little extreme, but I
not-
accept that.
little aggressive.
Not protesting the war per se, but just protesting how monks were treated. I like it, Vietnamese
Yeah.
style.
No, just a
Um,
quiz game.
I know exactly what he's talking about. All right, this quiz game, the topic is the Panama Canal.
Ooh, I
Yeah.
might have a chance in this one.
I figured it would be cathartic, you know?
Trevor,
Traumatizing.
can we like get like a womp womp horn? This is
Oh,
bullshit. Thank you.
First of all,
cathartic.
this is
Knew
a
it.
big story, dude. Read the papes.
Read the papers.
Quick side note, I saw the funniest tweet after we lost to Panama, and they were like, how did we lose to Panama? Like, all they have is flutes, and we created their country, and they have a canal. Like, fuck them. Like, we created them. Like, I read it terribly. Continue.
This is really good.
Going-
Shut your
And what Keegan's talking about is that Panama was part of Colombia, and literally, we were going to do the canal, and the Colombian government was like, "Yeah, let's do it." And they were just like, "Wait a second, this deal sucks for us." And Teddy Roosevelt was like, "Well, guess what? Your separatist group, the Panama part, is already agreed to it, and we said that they're an official country, so they're an official country now." And Colombia was like, "Yeah, right." They sent troops up, and U.S. troops are already there. Like, nah, dude, this canal is being built. Anyway,
Sweet Teddy. I wish
1800s.
Teddy were here. Wish
Yeah.
Teddy
Dude,
never
Teddy's the
died.
best, dude.
If he lived forever, we would be so good at right now, America.
Dude, there wouldn't be any other countries. It would just be the United States of the world. Like, Teddy would conquer it all. You don't fuck with Teddy
Oh, that's a
Roosevelt.
good thing. But no, Teddy Roosevelt did have an interesting life and career as president. He was part of the Rough Riders, all that stuff during the Spanish-American War. You guys know.
Established all the national parks.
Not even-
Beautiful.
yeah.
Great man.
Yeah, hell yeah, he
yeah,
did.
that's true. He was friends
so
with
bored.
Ansel Adams and old, what's his face? John Muir. All right,
Yeah.
all right, guys, let's do this.
Beautiful man.
All right, Panama Canal.
United States of the world.
Christ. NASA 5.0, dude. All right.
All right, moving on. This episode, this is
How
you
long
have
is the
derailed.
Panama Canal? Is it 151 miles long or is it 51 miles long?
Oh man. Does that include all rivers and tributaries?
Jesus.
Oh my
Christ.
God. You have an A and B, dude. 50%.
Just fucking pick one.
Throw a C. Just make up a random number on C and just give us a third option to throw us
It's
off.
51 miles.
Really? Shit.
Yeah.
Shit.
Shit. Corruption in West Baltimore? Shit. When did United States construction begin on the Panama Canal? Was it 1914 or 1904?
Joey, you like movies about gladiators?
Ever seen a grown man naked?
Oh my God. Dude, is that a Caddyshack? Was that a
It was
Caddyshack? one?
airplane.
Was that Airplane?
I
Dude.
think.
Yeah, it's Airplane. It's same style.
Same
I get
style.
those mixed up a lot. Construction began for the U.S. 1904.
God damn. Not good
If
at these
it's
A and B ones. I need the more
Non-soccer related, I win.
All right.
Anything with
What was
history.
the first country outside of Panama or Colombia, of course, to actually begin trying to build a canal there? Actually
Ooh.
started construction and all that. And this was in 1881. Was it England or France?
Oh, that's interesting.
I don't know what he told you, but he is not Brian Fellow.
I don't want to get bit.
Yes. He is not my doppelganger.
That's great.
Trev, I can't. Oh my God.
Hang up that phone.
Wagner Lab of Ornithology in Newport. Of the what? All right. It was France.
Hey, I got one.
All right. In you know what? I'm not going to give you guys the year, but who was the president of the United States when Panama was given back control of the canal?
Ooh.
Was it Richard Nixon or Jimmy Carter?
That's got to be
Was it Dick or Jim?
Dick or Jim.
You know Richard Nixon's middle name is Milhouse?
Yeah, I did know that.
Millpool.
It was Carter. You're right, Keegan.
Yeah.
Keegan, are you 4-0?
You know it.
So
Oh
am I.
shit. Oh, I'm
You are
dead.
too? Oh, Chris over there.
Oh,
Chris,
I'm just
you're
gonna. I'm done. I'll see you
silently
guys
lurking.
later.
You're
All right,
creeping
so-
like the guy to steal the ball. Look at you.
Look at that.
Oh,
So the
damn.
official record shows that 1881 they began construction. But when was the first written documentation of anyone talking about building a canal across Panama or that peninsula? Not peninsula, but that piece of land. When's the first written documentation? It was by Charles V of Spain, by the way. Was it 1599 or 1534?
What?
Next game, you should have you should just have no answers, and then
What?
no, yeah, and then you have the question, then we just guess, and whoever's freaking closest is like the winner. You know
Well,
what I'm saying?
we
That's what
did
we
that.
did.
That's what we did at the beginning, and it was embarrassing.
Yeah.
Like, who's the
Well-
mayor of Escondido? Well, none of us.
I know.
Although it's my cousin, actually.
Well,
Samuel
but if
L.
it's years,
Jackson?
we can take a shot, and we're close at least.
What
right.
were the years? I'm sorry, 1554 and 1594. What were the years?
You were not even close. 1599 and
Well, you weren't even
1534.
Yeah, you weren't close to
90,
either of them.
99 though, or 34? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's why. All right.
Haji.
Haji? Okay.
Mary
Sorry.
called the American Embassy.
Yeah.
It was 1534.
Fuck. Did you
I
get it?
Three.
Yeah, I
I
got
got three
it.
right.
God
Chris,
damn it.
5 ago.
I think Chris
5-0?
recognized the pattern in this game.
I've won 11, or I've gotten 11 straight answers on the quiz game.
Yeah,
by the way.
you've gotten a lot right. I've noticed.
Is that
I
a record,
feel-
Nate? Can we mention
It
that
has
next
to be a
time?
record, and I'm trying to figure out what my lead is, or what is it called? My
Your tell?
my tell.
I think there's
I'm
collusion.
dyslexic. Lead. No.
I think there's election fraud.
I'm with Keegan. Past few
Oh,
times.
Christopher.
Chris is
Look,
be-
another
no, to be
win.
right.
Another win for old Christopher. Is that 5 out of 5? You got 5 questions right. You
Yeah,
guys
I
want
missed
to-
one.
Do you want to see if you can bat 1,000 again and get the bonus question?
Sure.
Hey, you did it last time.
Oh, look at Craig. Ooh,
thrilled about
sure.
You want to?
Move.
You want to do it?
Yeah,
Look
let's
at
do
me.
it.
What was the lump sum the U.S. initially paid after they finished construction on the Panama Canal to Panama in order to use it? Now, in order to lease it. Now, there was a yearly lease. I don't know what that number was, depending on how many ships went through and stuff like that. But there was a lump sum paid at the beginning to
We're
Panama.
losing so many listeners. by the
How
way.
much was it? You know what?
Or
Get
gaining a
into
lot from
history, y'all.
Panama.
Fucking get into history.
Panamanian.
How much was it?
They
Was
love
it
it.
$8
It's so cultural.
million or was it $10 million?
I know it.
I'll say 8.
Yeah. No, I got it.
What do you
10
think,
million. 10 million.
Keegan,
8 million.
Christopher,
8 million.
Colonial? You're correct, my friend. 10 million.
Ah, God
All
damn
right.
it.
Damn.
I got 4
Colin
right.
knows his
Respectable.
Panamanians.
I love it.
Yeah,
His courier is Panamanian.
I know it doesn't feel good, but the fact of the matter is we lost to Panama. So we lost to them, but we gained a canal. So, all right, yeah.
Well, I'm pretty sure I saw Keegan running up the wing, and then he slipped and fell because tool. And then Nate, I passed it to him, and then Colin's running in the butt.
But he's the other Nico Williams. No, that's the wrong
Dude.
Nico Williams.
It's the wrong Nico Williams.
Hey, good game, Nico. With an E.
Good game,
Nice
Nico.
job.
Scott